Good morning, Punna. Good morning, Sashi.
Good morning. Good morning to both of
Good
you.
afternoon. Good morning.
So, how are you, Sashi? You are okay now?
I was visiting my nephew.
Okay, okay.
Namaste.
Namaste. How is the Bangalore heat?
Yeah, it's a
The usual.
yeah.
When it is cold and wet, we complain about the heat, and when it is hot, we wait for the
No, but
cold and wet.
it's okay. It's still 32 degrees centigrade.
Okay.
Hi, Kumar.
Namaste. Somebody's microphone.
Yours only. You are two. There are two of yours.
Oh, I have two. What did I have two?
We have two civilians.
Yeah. I'm spreading out. it okay now? No.
No. Morning, Sarlap. Morning, Priya.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Namaste.
Good morning, all. Good evening to you.
I'm okay.
Yeah, now you are fine. Yes.
Start with 3 ohms. Let's take a deep breath. Namaste, everyone. There is
I can start, sir.
Puna is here. Okay. Go ahead, Purna.
Yeah. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं श्रीमते अनन्ताय नागराजाय नमो नमः। अथ विभूतिपादः जन्म ओषधि मंत्र तपः समाधिजाः सिद्धयः जात्यन्तरपरिणामः प्रकृत्या पुरात् निमित्तमप्रयोजकं प्रकृतीनां वर्णभेदस्तु ततः क्षेत्रीकवत् निर्माणचित्तानि अस्मितामात्रात् प्रवृत्तिभेदे प्रयोजकं चित्तमेकमनेकेषां तत्र ध्यानजम् अनाशयं कर्मा शुक्लाकृष्णं योगिनः त्रिविधमितरेषां ततः तद्विपाकानुगुणानामेव अभिव्यक्तिः वासनानां जाति देश काल व्यवहितानामपि आनन्तर्यं स्मृतिसंस्कारयोः एकरूपत्वात् तासाम् अनादित्वं चाशिषो नित्यत्वात् हेतुफल आश्रय आलम्बनैः सङ्गृहीतत्वात् येषामभावे तद्भावः अतीतानागतं स्वरूपतः अस्ति अत्वभेदा धर्माणाम्.
Thank you. So, okay. We left at Sutra 4.3. We completed the third Sutra in Kaivalya Pada. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, here we go. So, some of you have confusion as to where this siddhis are coming from. Despite we saw this last week in the poll, I find some of you having this confusion. So, siddhis, the very first sutra says janma. By birth, one can have siddhis. So you need not have any connectivity with the divine at all at that point of time. When we say janma, after 7 or 8 years or 5 years or whatever time, you may have the siddhis. Aushadhi, we saw this. Aushadhi is all those psychedelic drugs, herbs and medication, psychedelic drugs. Mantra, by chanting mantra, specific mantra. Tapas, by trying to get rid of our impurities, the sanskaras. Samadhi. Finally, in the state of samadhi, that is when the full connectivity is established. So if you can see there are, apart from samadhi, there are 4 other ways in which one can have siddhis. Forgetting the aushadhi part, there are 3 other ways. So even as we discussed all the sutras, the first 3 chapters, we said siddhis come when the purification starts on the path to the state of samadhi. Only in the state of samadhi that connectivity happens. So during that path, during that transition, siddhis might come. So Gayatri, you should be very clear about this. And a few others have confusion. All of you must be very clear as to how siddhis come. So that is the first sutra. And the second sutra.
Kumar, I have a question.
Yeah.
From what we read about siddhis, which are
Yeah.
all real, the one, the 4.1 talks about multiple ways.
Yes.
Of that, the herbal or aushidhi
Yes.
That is the illusional. It's not real. Why is that mixed up with other siddhis? Because at the birth, we know a couple of people who got that siddhi or
Yeah.
mantra. All that they are all real, right?
Mhm.
Real in the sense they can actually walk over water or all that siddhis that defined.
Mm.
Whereas Aushadhi only gives you an illusion. It's a delusion, actually.
Actually, there was a study that was done by some university in USA, some northeastern university. I can't remember which one. And there they found out, and I think they even submitted a paper that I mean, obviously, they had two control groups. One was given Aushadhi, the other one was given some placebo drug. And the people who are given the real drugs, um, and then they did this study, they found out even after they stopped giving them the drugs, it had kind of affected them in a very positive way. Their life was not the same after taking the drugs. So, although we might think that it might be transient and things like that, the state of siddhi might be transient, but there could be other changes that could happen, and maybe that can lead to siddhi. I don't know, but
Okay.
but there is some scientific evidence to this. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Moving on to the next sutra. Jati antara parinamaha prakriti apurat. So we saw this last week saying that the differences in birth, that is jati. That's what jati means. Jati does not mean caste. We know that very well by now. Uh, so the race, species, whatever we want to call it, are the result of the flow or filling of prakriti. Prakriti just enables. That's what we saw. And the next sutra it says nimittam aprayojakam prakritinam varnabedastu tataha kshetrikavat. So here once again the sutra is saying Prakriti is only an incidental facilitator. She does not intervene in anything. So where I'm going to be born, it's all those sanskara, patterns of sanskara, those are going to work out. And she is just going to let things flow as is. That's what, like a farmer who opens the bunds for the water to flow, that's what she does. That's what we saw. So we'll move on to sutra. Any questions on this?
Kumarji, if the
Yes.
sanskaras determine where you are born, isn't it like a loop where you are getting into the same pattern? How does one wake from this loop? Like, it's just a chance, or is it a cosmic plan?
When you say loop, what do you mean by loop? You mean the birth and death cycle?
Yeah, because if the sanskaras determine where you're born, what kind of opportunities you will have, environment you will have,
Yes.
that determines the all these things. Isn't
Yes.
it like a loop? Like, good people, like, once you develop a good sanskaras with a good environment, okay, then you have a possibility
Yes.
of.
Good question. But what we are not what you have to look at it is um, not one janma, but 15, 20. Let us say I have been born 150 times. I've gone through the cycle.
Mhm.
how do you know that in all the 150 births that I was good?
Yeah,
There is no way to know that, right?
correct.
So obviously there is a samskara bag which is which has got the good karma and it has got the bad karma also. So when I'm going to take a birth, it depends on which of those karmas are ready to act, which of those are ready to fruition. So there is nothing like if I was good in this birth, the next birth also I will have a good life. There is no guarantee.
Yeah. So for after death, I know Dr. Rajan also vouched for it that 13 days of kriya karma that you do after somebody passes away just helps cleanse the karmas and kleshas. Is there
Correct.
any rituals or is there anything that people do during birth also? Like, after there is a baby that is born and we just try to make sure, like, they don't carry over the baggage from the previous life and then start fresh.
Um, I don't know for sure, but if you look at the um, after the baby is born, there is definitely a ceremony that is done. Uh,
Mhm.
some shuddhi is done. So
Oh,
maybe we should, if we research those mantras, definitely they'll have some effect on how. See, the baby is born in a particular family is only because of the fruitioning of the karma, correct?
correct. Yeah.
So it is already born into a family which has got karma.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to undergo whatever that family is undergoing along with the family.
Mm-hmm.
And its karma, whatever karma it has, also is going to flow through that family because that is what is going to help it realize its karma. So we are here not to prevent the karma from happening. We are here to let the karma flow. I don't know if you're understanding that.
No, I understand that part.
Yes.
I understand that they have to. So
See,
again,
why? Hold on. Why is that we are getting? We are adding on to karma because when we go through this life, which is a fruitioning of earlier birth's karma, we react.
Mhm.
That is why we are adding on to good and bad karma. Correct.
Mm. Yeah.
So how will we not react?
By awareness, by vidya.
So by vidya only. So that vidya can be given to that child from a very small age. That's why they chose the age of 7
Mm. Okay.
when they send the child to the Gurukulam. Until then, mostly the mother and the father and people at home will teach the child certain niyamas, slokas, and all that.
Okay.
And we also know until the age of 7, the children enjoy some kind of connectivity with the divine, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So let's move on to next sutra. Nirmana chittani asmita matrat. So nirmana chittani is the creation of the chitta. Asmita matrat by only the self sense of a experience. That's the meaning of asmita matrat. We know asmita means self sense. We know that. So asmita matras means by only the sense of an experience. So it's a fairly simple sutra. Nirmana chittani asmita matra. The creation of the chitta is only by the self sense of an experiencer. So what we understand by this is if we connect with the previous sutta that prakriti was created by the self-sense of the experience of Prakriti. Prakriti was created by the self-sense of Ishvara, right? So that's what we understand by the sutra. And then any question here? Okay. Pravritti bede prayojakam chittam ekam anekesham. Pravritti bede prayojakam chittam ekam anekesham. So, pravritti bede. Pravritti bede. For distinguishing differentiated expressions or different expressions. Vritti means expressions, right? Chitta vritti means expression of the chitta. Some input has come into the chitta, and then the chitta is creating an expression. That is the chitta vritti. So pravritti bede. For distinguishing, bede means differentiating. Bedam. Bedam means different. So for distinguishing differentiated expression, that is, we need different kinds of chittas. So to do that, prayojakam, caused to be or purposefully directed to make that happen. Chitta mekam, the one chitta. What is that one chitta? That is the one chitta. Which is that one chitta? Anyone?
Prakriti, is it?
Prakriti. The one chitta, chitta mekam, anekesham. The many of those. So the one chitta then splits into many chittas. So in summary, it's saying for accommodating different distinguishing expressions, the one chitta is purposely directed as many and as and when required. So we can add that too. Although it's not part of the sutra, that's what happens. Any question here? Everyone is understanding good. So then it says tatra dhyanajam anashayam. Tatra dhyanajam anashayam. What does it mean? Tatra there. Dhyanajam. Jaha jam means birth or newly created. Dhyanajam. Created from birth or the birth of dhyana, the birth of dhyana or from dhyana. Anashayam, not a place to rest, not a place to reside, that which cannot hold. These are the meanings for anashayam. So there, dhyana gives birth to a state that cannot hold, meaning the new chittas that have come out, they have an when they get a body, let us say, the dhyana, when they go into dhyana, it gives birth to a state that cannot hold the vrittis of the chitta, the expressions of the chitta. We know that. We have seen what dhyana is, right? So the chitta, when in dhyana, there will not be any expressions when we are in dhyana. So that's what it's saying. Any questions here? Okay. Okay, let's read these comments. We'll make a little bit more understanding that will give us. So these sutras link the role of Prakriti and Purusha in creation. Patanjali says that Chitta is created by the self-sense or asmita of Prakriti. In other words, Prakriti permeated with the self sense of God creates the one universal Chitta. So what is the meaning of Purusha permeating the Prakriti? It means Prakriti is like a dumb Mars probe, but the controller is like the Pasadena Jet Propulsion Lab. And the permeation is simply the transmitter receiver embedded in the Prakriti that connects with the Purusha. Just like us, we have a transmitter receiver connected with the Purusha, correct? Any individual person can be described in the same paradigm as well. This one universal Chitta then multiplies into many Chittas, each consisting of a bundle of programs, an embedded transmitter receiver for communication, and in some cases having a physical body as well, correct? Some Chittas are born or sent based on the requirement of the cosmos, have a body as well. Whether it is whether it is a stone or a river or a tree or a human being or an animal or an insect, doesn't matter. Body, physical body. All of this is done to allow the activated program of the one Chitta to flow as if in a distributed computing network. So we are saying distributed computing network, which means all these Chittas are interconnected. So that means all of us are interconnected, all the Chittas. Each one is a Chitta, right? Thereby fulfilling the drama whose script God through Prakriti has embedded in the one universal Chitta. When there is no physical body in these many Chittas created, they are called spirits like Devas, Rishis, Pitrus. We know that, right? Rishis are the operating system. We have discussed this also. Operating system of what? Operating system of the cosmos. Devas are the device drivers, software, and that enable peripheral functionality that control our experience environment. For seeing, for hearing, all this we need software drivers. So those are all provided by the Devas. Pitrus are the departed programs that reside in the backup cosmic solar system. We know that also, waiting either to be reborn or hanging out there for elevation. Cosmics. All of human, animal, and plant kingdom are embodied beings with both hardware and software. We know that, and the transmitter receiver or wireless modem. We know that, and AI abilities, artificial intelligence abilities. This AI ability is what we call as Chetana. Correct? Chetana is the ability is equivalent to AI. Mean because Chetana is the one which enables us to reprogram ourselves. That's what we do. Anything without AI abilities to reprogram itself is said to be without life, correct? So that is why we say non-living things, meaning a stone. It's a non-living thing. It cannot reprogram itself. It's said to be without life. Thus, rock and such matter are without life, but they too have a software program. They do have a chitta in them that gives them properties when they come in contact with energy or other elements, but no ability to reprogram themselves. This may also be a nice one to know. An operating system has 7 functions, which are often referred to as the 7 rishis. Saptarishi Mandalam. You have heard of this, right? Saptarishis, Saptarishi Mandalam. Mainly, you will see this in the northern hemisphere. You will see this in the month of starting, I think, late April through May and maybe June. An operating system has 7 functions, which are often referred to as the 7 rishis. Ability to receive input is one. Control of organs and methods of perception. These are the indriyas that we talk about. Jnanendriya and Karmendriya, ability to send output or message, control of organs and methods of outward communication. Again, the Indriyas. Individual objective of system. What drives it? What drives the chitta? The desire, the raga, that is the individual objective of the system. Network objective of the system. What drives it when it sees itself as part of the collective? Because we said all the chittas are in a distributed network arrangement, right? So which means we're all interconnected. And the collective phenomenon is that love. Overload control, mirth, laughter, and tears. So when we get too stressed out, then we let it out through laughter, tears, all that. Structural intelligence, wisdom of innate knowledge, and then catch-all, repair and diagnostic of the previous 6 functionalities, whatever it is. So these are the 7 functions, often referred to as the 7 rishis. Okay. So when in dhyana, all function programs go into hibernation. We know that. And without their functioning, the chitta cannot express itself. That's the reason why we want to go into dhyana. So this is actually, this last line is talking about the final sutra. Sutra number 6, where he said, Tatra dhyanajam anashayam. That's what he said, right? Tatra dhyanajam anashayam.
Anashayam.
So let's look at the next sutra, very important sutra.
Can I ask a question here?
Yes.
Okay, so can you just scroll back whatever that explanation came?
Yes.
So we are all created by Prakriti was what we started chapter 1, right?
Yes.
But here it is a little more in detail how actually that is happening. So Prakriti is the one chitta or the
multiple chitta.
And from her, from Prakriti comes all the individual chittas, that is me or another person.
Yes.
So we are all created as very distinct individual chittas.
Yes.
Now, what happens to these chittas when we die? We still retain our individuality and distinctiveness. We don't merge with Prakriti. Is that correct?
No, we don't merge with Prakriti. No, we just go and hang around until the karma fruitions for us to come back. If we need to come back.
So the creation of chitta is a one-time activity.
Yes, correct. Each individual chitta is a one-time activity, correct?
No, I mean for the Jagat it is one time because it is populated.
We don't know whether everything was created at the same time. That part is not very clearly stated. We don't know if all the chittas were launched at the same time or they were launched over a period of time. But all that we know is that definitely we don't even know when Prakriti was launched, correct?
Correct.
We only know the individual chittas were launched by her, which has all these sanskaras and which go back and forth. We know that happened in a particular time frame. That's all we know.
The very first time when a chitta is created, the chitta is created with the samskaras as given by Prakriti.
Correct.
Which part of that? Because
and subsequently with every janma we accumulate.
Yes.
We keep adding to our
yes, in the very first birth we only have the kleshas.
So do all chittas get the same samskaras from Prakriti the very first time?
No, the kleshas itself is dependent on what is needed for that chitta. So it is a variant. So the amount of avidya with which I was born in the first birth could be much higher than with what Usha was born, with what you were born.
So it's not the same, you're saying. Okay.
No, yeah. So that part of the amount of kleshas, etc. That's a variant.
Okay. Okay, fine. That's all. Thanks.
Yeah.
Very interesting question, Usha ji. Actually, I wanted to add from other sources or scriptures that was it's I cannot it is not a reliable. I mean, it is a reliable source, but not. It's one of the philosophies saying that we are a composition of five elements,
Yes.
and when we die, one of the philosophies says that the elements get dispersed into its own thing, and then the next composition, you never know what is that composition that comes in. So that is one philosophy. Another philosophy is the whole of they also say that Ramayana took place uh, 8 times, 9 times, and then Mahabharata took place 13 times. In some of the scriptures that they mention that they repeat these creation of the chittas couple of times. I do not know, but I was very curious about these things as well. But I think no, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, restricts to one creation at one time with Prakriti, uh, dispersing into multiple chittas for the cosmic flow, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It is the chitta. It doesn't even say whether the chittas were all created at the same time or not. Even that is not very clear.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Saying when I say not clear, because there is no sutra which says, oh, this was created first, and then she launched another 1,000 chittas later, and then it doesn't say that. How we have these things in Christianity where it says, first the insects were created, first this was created, first that was. Those kinds of things are not mentioned here.
For the chitta multiplying, I have one reference from what I observed from Ramayana. Lord Vishnu takes the form of Rama, Lakshmana, and Bharata, I think. Three are same. So, that's how I'm thinking chitta becoming multiples. Like Vishnu's chitta becoming as Rama, Lakshmana, and Bharata. I'm
Who
thinking.
is Vishnu?
Lord Vishnu.
No, I understand that.
Uh,
Is Vishnu a chitta that you're talking about?
I'm thinking like he is
Yeah.
also
Whereas
a
when we talk
chitta.
about Ishvara, we are not saying Ishvara as a chitta. It's beyond that.
Right.
So you have to be very careful, because many of the Vaishnava tradition will say what we call as Ishvara, they would say Vishnu as that.
Okay. Got it. So
So we have to
also
be very careful.
Ashwin,
Yes, we have to be very careful
sure.
when. Yeah.
Also Ashwini ji was saying something about the Ramayana or Mahabharata happening several times. Can this relate to parallel universe?
Maybe whether it happened many times or many people visualized the same thing, we don't know. See,
Could be.
100 years back, somebody might have got this jnana diksha of seeing that Kurukshetra war. Then 50 years later, somebody else might have seen. So those kinds of occurrences could have happened.
Okay. That's how they wrote the Mahabharata and Ramayana, through knowledge.
Through
Right.
jnana, yeah, through jnana diksha.
Yeah, that's how they wrote, right?
Yes, to visualization. They were
Got
given,
it.
they had that um, grace through Ishvara to be able to see it as it happened, as if it happened right at that time.
I see.
Yes.
So Shruti, I'll give you another analogy. Since you came up with this, the vacuum or the energy and matter are interchangeable, right? They say that from nothing, there is vacuum, matter comes out. That's a physics is a physics I'm talking about. And then when it comes out, then there are multiple ways by which they combine and make matter and the elements and life and stars, and everything is coming from the same but in multiple levels.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. Why not it's creating only one kind of form? And how is it able to create these many forms? So I just wonder.
What do you mean only one kind of form? I don't understand what you're saying.
Like maybe, sir, I'm saying vacuum. Maybe it, frictions itself and creates an atom. That atom, maybe it is capable of creating another atom by friction, we say. For example, the matter that Mohanji indicated.
Mhm.
From that, the element comes. Why can't they be the same elements? Uniform. Not why they are not uniform. It's creating a planet, it's creating some other planet with different looks like Jupiter, Mars,
See,
Moon.
the thing is, if you go back to physics, you will understand any element. If you go down to the atomic level, we don't even have to go to the atomic level, and you go to the subatomic level, they are made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. Correct?
Yes.
Is it any different? The electron in silica, is it any different from germanium?
No.
No. The electron here is the same as the electron in another metal or non-metal.
Yes.
The neutron here is the same as that. The proton here is the same as that. No difference. But yet,
Yes.
but yet, but yet, they look different.
Yeah.
So there is a sutra we are going to see later on.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and just remember, I mean, later on, I think we'll be able to also compare. There is particle, then there are fields, then there are forces. The way they interact is different. All these things will, I think we can relate to whatever we have read or studied up to now.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Ashwini has put some
Reference.
The bird which saw all this Mahabharata and Ramayana multiple times and is supposed to be alive for end of Kali Yuga. This is one of the scripture where I was referring to, just an article.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Any other question before we go to this very nice sutra? So we saw enough on karma, but now we are going to see karma in a slightly from a different perspective. Karma ashukla krishnam yoginah trividam itaresham. Karma, you have to enjoy these sutras. Karma ashukla krishnam yoginah trividam itaresh. So what is he saying? Karma, as we know, are the patterns, right? We know what is karma. It can be ashukla or akrishnam. Shukla means bright or white. In other words, shukla is white or bright, whichever way. It can be taken both ways. That is why we say shukla paksham and krishna paksham. Shukla paksham is when we go from new moon to full moon. Amavasya to full moon is called shukla paksham because the moon is becoming brighter and brighter and brighter. Finally, in Paurnami, in full moon. So it is called shukla. That 15 days, 14 days or 15 days is called shukla paksham. Krishna Paksham is when the waning part. Slowly it is becoming darker and darker and darker, and finally the new moon. That is Krishna Paksham. Same logic here. Shukla, bright, white. Ashukla, not white. Krishnam is dark or black. Akrishnam is not dark. For who? The karma is not black or like for us, we see karma as evil or good, good or evil. For yoginaha, it is neither black nor white. Why? It goes back to the very first discussion we had.
Seeing both punya in the same equanimity is what a goal of a
They
yogi.
don't even consider punya and papa.
Yeah, it's all same, correct.
Why?
So that's being in that stage is what we want to aspire to be, like, because
The state of Sthita Prajna.
yes,
How are we getting karma?
by reactivity,
Huh? By
reaction.
reaction. Reaction is the one which comes from this kind of shukla and black and white. This karma, bad karma or good karma, is coming from reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we are saying for yoginaha, there is no black or white, nothing. Because yoginaha means are those people who have no reactions to things. They only respond. They don't react. With me? Hello?
Yes, I am totally with you. Because even the evil that we consider as evil is a part of a cosmic play. If we don't have that, I don't think so. There is, uh, you know, so it's all part of it, and we have to treat good or bad in the same way.
No, treating is one thing. What I'm
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
is how do we get bad karma?
by
By
reacting.
reacting.
Yeah,
How do we get good karma?
by reacting again.
By reacting again.
By accepting.
No, good karma. How do we get good karma?
I thought by accepting,
No,
by not reacting, by responding.
no. You get good karma by reacting.
By reacting, yeah.
What is that reaction? We have discussed by supposing I do some charity work. I do some charity. Then internally I keep patting myself saying, "Oh, Kumar, you are such a good fellow. That person was hungry. Immediately you took $10 and gave it to him. Or immediately you went to whatever you bought for dinner for yourself and the family, you just handed it over. You're such a good soul." We pat ourselves on the back. Or somebody else tells us. So, for example, Shruti tells, she watches me giving that and she immediately comes to me. She said, "Kumarji, you're such a nice person." And then I take everything in and then I pat myself. You saying is not a problem. How I receive it and how I pat myself back. That is the reaction. In that reaction, I accumulate good karma. And we don't want either good karma or bad karma, correct? Shruti, we don't want either. And that's why
We don't
yogina,
want either.
correct. That is why yogis don't react for either of those things.
But then, Kumar,
Yes.
if I live life like a yogi, then I'm not going to live.
You're not going to?
Live. Because there is no experience.
That is a wrong idea. That is a wrong idea.
So if I don't react for anything good which happens,
living by responding and not reacting That's what we are saying. Yogis don't react, they respond. They respond to everything. And for some of the activities, the response is silence. That should not be taken as indifference.
That is a difficult part. That is,
Of course, spiritual journey is a difficult journey. Who said it is easy?
the whole thing is not reacting, but also responding. We have to respond, and
You have to respond. And many a
we
time
cannot be in
yes,
quiet or whatever.
yeah, many times the response could be just a smile, a big smile, nice big laughter. That is why we have laughter yoga. Or it could be just silence. Silence without any kind of disturbance. Oh, I will remain silent. But this bloody fellow is, he is abusing me. But I'll remain silent. That's not going to help. That is still reacting. Response is, oh, they said this. They made some very harsh statement. Oh, that's okay. Let me look into it and see if it is really applicable to me. This person has taken the time to indicate something. So let me see if it is if that can be applied to my life. If it is applicable, I'll apply it and I will thank the person. If it is not applicable, I'll say thank you. No, thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time. That is a response. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So this how I'm seeing is a sportive person, a easygoing person going to accumulate less karma versus a sensitive, angry person who is going to accumulate.
The easy going. This is a very superficial sentence phrase. Easy going outside. Are they really easy going inside? That is what we have to see. How can I see if Saranya is easy going? There is no way for me to see. Just by the external looks.
No, we are not seeing it. I'm just saying if a person has that sanskara of easygoing and like being sportive for anything and take things positive, then they have a structure of accumulating less karma versus a person who's too sensitive to things accumulates more karma is
Obviously correct.
okay, thanks.
But it has to be, this is not external thing. That's all I'm trying to tell you again and again. Just because a person is smiling does not mean they are easygoing.
Of course,
Inside, what they are
I'm saying
thinking
inside.
inside.
Inside, yes,
So,
yes,
so I do not know about X, or I can only tell about myself.
yes.
When I'm
Any,
smiling, whether I'm really truthfully smiling or whether I'm putting up a show, I know.
no, I'm not saying this for any comparison or for some other people. I'm saying for
I'm
our
not
own
saying
self.
I'm not saying that. I'm just making it clear to everyone.
Okay.
When we say easy going, we have no way of knowing if anybody else is easy going or not. They may be smiling outside, but they may be seething inside. No, I can only look at myself, whether I'm seething or I'm really smiling and at peace. Then they fall into this category of yogi, where for everything they are very, very balanced. This is the sutra that we saw. Maitri Mudita, Maitri Karuna Mudita Upekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Punya Vishyanam Bhavanataga Chitta Prasadanam. We saw in chapter 1 how the moderation in life is so very important. That's how you grow, and you slowly get to that point where you are so equanimous. Everything is okay. Oh, all right. If I don't like something, if something is not suitable to me, I'll just walk away from that. I will not. I will not be cursing and fighting. I will never do that. When I say I will not do that, I mean a yogi. So, coming back to the sutra, for a yogi, everything is fine. He does not see karma as black and white at all. So that's why it says karma shukla krishnam. Karma is neither white nor black for a yogi, for yogis. Tribidam, but it is of three types. For who? Iteration, for all others. For all others means for all who are not yogis. It's of three types. And what are they? That's what we see. We see it as black, that is evil. Then we see it as white, good. And then the gray area. So that's why, see, in the comment here, it says karmas don't form for a yogi since they don't react. They remain pure observers. For people who react, feeling good is positive or is white or positive, and feeling bad is black or negative. Is this making sense?
Yeah, I just wanted to add two observations. One is, if you are an observer, that's what it says, right? Then you see the natural part of it, and you don't judge. It's not corrupted by perception. That's one. Second is, it's also said that either nature or cosmos is neither beautiful nor ugly, is neither cruel nor beneficial. It is.
It is.
It is. That's it.
Yes.
So then it is a question of whether you perceive or you want to leverage on that. All that is our perception and our ability. Otherwise, it is there. You cannot question that. The three gunas, tamas and
Yes.
rajas and sattva, they are the qualities ascribed to anything, whether it is a rain, floods, person, anything. You will see that these three are there. And interestingly, I mean, there's a little going beyond the sutras, in the sense, going into science. Even in a life form, they say there are only three types. You surrender, collaborate, or you aggregate. You are aggressive. Your cell, bacteria, virus, everything operate with that principle. Either they surrender, or they defend, or they collaborate.
Interesting. Thank you. Okay, one more sutra. Yes. Tatah tat vipaka anugunhanam eva abhivyaktihi vasananam. Tatah tap vipaka anugunanam eva abhivyaktihi vasananam. So let's see what it is. Tatah, we know from that. Vipaka. Vipaka, we have seen many times. Vipaka is that fruitioning, right? Right from chapter 1, we saw Klesha Karma Vipaka. We saw that. So, Vipaka is fruitioning. Anugunana, forming of the gunas. Eva, only. Indeed, either of the two. Abhivyaktihi is expressed. Vasanana, of those vasanas. So he's saying, from that, only those vasanas that are ready to fruition are expressed as gunas. So, from that, meaning from the bag of karmas, from the samskaras. Only that which are ready to fruition are expressed as gunas in this birth. That's what it means. So that which will let us be born, which is ready rather, the what we call as from the samskara bag. So that which is ready to fruition are expressed as guna. So those gunas are the ones with which we carry ourselves. I mean, just Mohan was talking about that. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, all that. One could be higher, one could be lower, because of how the vasanas have fruitioned in us. So with that, I'm going to stop here. Sutra 8, covered about 5 sutras.
We have a question. We have a similar sutra we read before. I don't know about that name of that sutra. What is the difference between the previous one and this one? The similar one we read before, isn't it?
Where in this chapter?
Not in this chapter, in the previous chapter.
We probably said Sati Mule Tad Vipako Jati Ayu Bhogaha. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, we
See this. Vasana is also is a karma, correct? Vasana is also a karma, part of the samskara bag. It is a karma. So that's all he's saying. Whatever vasana is going to affect you in this birth, meaning that which has fruition, and that seeps in, and that is going to control our gunas. So that could lead me to become a painter. That's what we said earlier. As a vasana, I could be a musician, I could be a carpenter, I could be a sculptor, those kinds of. I could even be a thief. Because
So how do I define vasana? Vasana is a special ability, is it?
No, it is based on what is vasana. What is the actual meaning of vasana? Vasana means fragrance, right?
Sorry?
So we are talking about a fragrance which is the leftover fragrance of some previous births.
Great experience.
See,
That is all.
samskara means klesha, karma, vasanas.
Correct.
So kleshas we understand very clearly. There's a definition. Karma also there's a clear definition. So this vasana is not karma.
Vasana is a karma too. Because how do you become you are a musician? You are doing some karma, right? To be a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What is karma? Karma is an activity, correct?
Correct. Vasana is the experience.
So I am not a musician. I'm not a dancer because my previous vasana was not related to that. I was working in computer or something else, and that is why I'm working on the computer.
You are a homemaker. So that is one vasana. You are a very nice homemaker. You are a great cook. Why are you not looking at those things? So that is a vasana too. Not everyone can cook like you.
No, that's a part of thing. But my working was in computer. I'm just asking about the profession here.
No, what I'm saying is just see vasana means doesn't only have to be related to the profession. That's all I'm saying. It could be just a hobby. Where you're drawn to do that.
Okay.
Okay. I'll stop here.
Or you like. Or you like what you like to do.
Or what you like to do, yes. Actually, what you like to do is based on the vasana. I mean, normally you think we normally say, oh, she likes to do painting. So means this has come from somewhere. That's all it is. See, my brother may be painting at home, but I don't have that taste. Very clearly, we now we can understand this. Why? He has that vasana, and I don't. See, normally, we will say, oh, it is in the gene. It is not in the gene, but it is as part of the chitta, as part of the samskar. It has come from that samskara part. And it is to an extent we can connect it with the gene because it is that which is driving all the life forces, right? We saw that. We saw all those vayus, samana vayu, udhana vayu, apana vayu, all that we saw. So I'm going to stop here. Any questions? Start at 4/9 next week. So let's look at the poll. Let me go look. Question that I raised. Okay, the first poll was, why do we want siddhis? So many of you answered, big group answered none of these options. And I had indicated that if you choose this option, you must justify privately. So all of you had sent yes, except Sarala. She did not justify. I sent a note also, but she never came back. And in 17, 19, 23, let me see. So some new people have. Saranya did not vote. Are you here, Saranya?
Yeah,
Saranya,
I will follow the messages and note now.
I sent so many reminders.
Oh, sorry. I have not
So
followed.
Saranya is very easy going.
I have not followed the messages in the group. Yeah, this is not easy going. It is maybe.
No, once you go on WhatsApp, it takes a lot of time. So that's why I generally don't look at the WhatsApp every day. So
This course is it evolves.
I know.
Course evolves, and this course is not a beginner level course. So there is a certain amount of commitment that is needed. Even if you don't look at it every day, every other day if you are looking at it, you have to read all the messages. And then I also, Sarala, for you, I sent you a separate message. Privately I sent. That also you did not look.
I mean, there were 150 messages.
No, I sent a separate private
Then
message.
I cannot do what I have to do. That's why I'm sorry. I will.
No, Sarala, I sent you a private message, not in the group. I also sent you a private message.
I didn't even open it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm.
So anyway, it comes back to the sandwich joke.
Because it needed me
If the
to
input is the same, the
review.
output will be the same.
It
There will be
needed me to review the sutras before I could respond it, and I had not reviewed yet. That's why. Sorry about it.
no. I said justify the poll. You have said you know none of the above. None of the above very clearly states in that poll. If you look at the poll, I put the comment right there. If you choose this option, you must justify privately. It very clearly says in the poll itself. So I don't understand. So that amount of commitment, if it is not there, it becomes difficult for you as a participant for you to grow. Anyways, all the excepting for Sarala, everybody else sent their justification. Very very. I'm very happy that nobody chose everyone will respect me option. As part of the poll, I had given that option, and I will feel powerful. These two things, nobody chose that. I'm greatly relieved, at least for the last 8 months of going through the Patanjali Yoga Sutra class. There were a couple who said, I can solve all problems for myself and family. So when we talk of siddhis, please understand very clearly, siddhis special abilities are not to be used for self-aggrandizement or for just self-fulfillment. So it's for the universe. So if you see that I can solve all problems for myself and family, if you're so spiritually evolved and you're seeing yourself as connected with everybody, and then from that point of view, you have said that I grant it to you. But if you have gone strictly by that narrow and parochial mentality, that for me, my mother, my parents, my siblings, and not even that, maybe me, my wife, and my children, or me, myself, and my children and grandchildren. If you go with that very narrow, it is not for that. The siddhis are not for that. Then when there were a few who also chose, I can solve all problems for everyone. Well, multiple things somebody has chosen. That's okay. So siddhis by themselves, is given to people, or the cosmic decides. The cosmos decides whether a person should get a siddhi or not. However, one might want siddhis to help people. The cosmos decides. When such a decision is, many of these people who have chosen none of the above have said, "Oh, I don't even know if I get the siddhi. I don't even know if I will fulfill the requirements." When such a fear is there, the siddhis itself will not come. And we also have to understand, when a siddhi is given, there is no I there. Or that I should be without that abhinivesha. I am doing it. I am healing this person. I am giving this relief to this person. That abhinivesha should not be there. It has to be, everything should be that Ishvara is giving us. Many times in the class you might have seen with Dr. Rajan, people will ask, Dr. Rajan, I want mantra for meditation. He'll say, okay. He will note it down. There will be 4 or 5 people who will ask, he will note it down. And then in the same class, at the end of the class, sometimes he will say, oh, Sarala, here is your mantra. There are other 4 who have asked, he has not given them. So immediately Madhavi will, or somebody will ask, Kumar will ask, oh, sir, why have you not given it to me? Then he will say, please understand, this mantra I am not giving. I am only placing this request to the cosmos. When the cosmos is ready, and when it is given to me, I will pass it on to you. That is the answer he will give. He will never say, I am giving this mantra to you. Have you noticed this? Any of you? In all these activities and anything that he speaks, and when there is a situation like this arises, he will always say this. It is the cosmos from where this is coming and not from me. I'm only an instrument. I'm only a conduit. I'm only a karana. So, sutra, I mean, not sutra, pole 25 is clear to all of you?
I just want to share one information, sir.
Yes.
Dr. Rajan sir came to Delaware Temple to distribute his books and to give a demo for the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. That time, myself and my husband both went to the temple. He gave mantra for my husband. When I asked, he didn't give the mantra. No, just now you said that Madhvi didn't get mantra. But I didn't feel anything. That's okay. He got it. He gave it to my husband. Like that, I thought.
No, that has no reference to that
No
incident.
reference, but a
I just used
coincidence.
one name randomly.
Coincidence, it happened, but somehow you told without knowing it.
So, anyways, so when the cosmos is ready, the mantra will come, and you can always remind him. You don't think that because you have asked him and he has not given, and then you don't follow up. If you are on a, he may not give. Yes. So you may have to remind. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, any questions on Sutra on pole 25? Did I make it clear to you? Yogeshwar, you understood?
I had lost the connection for a little bit, so I missed a little bit.
Huh?
I was saying I lost the connection for a little while, so I missed a little bit.
Okay, but did you understand why this I can solve all problems for myself and family is not an appropriate thing? Did you understand that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understood that, right?
Yes.
Yes. Siddhis are for humanity.
Okay.
You didn't say, can we solve all the problems, brother? Or some? Can we solve all the problems for other or part of it?
Can we solve problem
Yeah,
for
I
all
understood.
others?
Yeah, I understood. What I'm saying is, am I God to solve all problems for everyone?
No.
I'm a bloody instrument, right? Why don't I behave like one? and everyone is going through problems. Why are they going through problems, Shashi? What is the cause of the problem?
Their karma.
Their karma. Should they not go through their karma?
Yes.
If we make life easy for everybody, when will they go through the karma? The idea of being born is to go through that prarabdha karma.
Okay.
So if there is anything highly karmically, um, see, let us say, I have constant cough and cold, whatever. And if I can heal that by a mantra by myself, no, not a problem. But if there is a deep karmic related thing, then I have to go through that. That is what all the Mahans did, right? They had cancer, they went through that cancer. They didn't say, I don't want to have this cancer, because they knew that it is that karma, Purva Janma karma, that has come, that prarabdha karma. They went through that without complaining. Because if you complain, then you again accumulate karma. That is why it is very, very essential as one ages to stop complaining about this pain, that pain. Why do I have to go through this? All that. Because every time you think like that, you are accumulating karma. Okay. So what I'm basically saying is, this is for Padma also. She is so scared of having any kind of siddhis. Have you understood now, Padma? Are you understanding?
Yes.
Or are you still scared?
I'm not scared of siddhis, but as for, like, I don't know, maybe I'll get diverted. That is why I just don't want that siddhis. So I don't want to divert myself from moksha marga. That's it.
Who said if you have siddhis, you will get diverted?
Yeah. Then you'll get your ego, and I said I have all the powers. That's what I meant there.
No, but siddhis does
Maybe.
not mean you will get all siddhis. You may get one siddhi, you may get two
Yeah,
siddhis,
but
you may get
that
1,000. You may even get all the siddhis.
no. Even a single siddhi also, all my effort going to the moksha will be nullified, and again I have to start from the beginning. That's what my intention.
See, the thing is, we should not go by because Ramana did this. He had the siddhi, correct?
Yes.
He had some, and then finally he fell for Sita and the problem came. So we should not use that example. What we should use is, if I have a siddhi, my connectivity with Ishvara will become stronger. It will become greater. I will work more by joining hands with Ishvara to do what he is asking me to do. Only what he is asking me to do. That should be the thing. Then all these fears will not be there. That whether I might get distracted, I will fall away. Those kinds of things will not be there. Okay? Okay. Moving on. Any other question? I'm happy that excepting for one or two, all others voted in the poll, and everyone justified. So good, very good. Keep it up. So next poll. Okay. So why did I ask this question? Rajashri asked this question. Is she here? Rajeshri is missing. Okay. She promised that she will be here this week. Anyways. How many of you would like connectivity with Ishvara? That is the poll 26. So everyone is saying 21 people have polled and everyone has said I want it. So this connectivity with Ishvara itself is a siddhi, right? When you have connectivity with Ishvara, what else do you want? That is what else do you want? That's a siddhi by itself. So whoever said they don't want siddhi in the earlier poll, please think. You only to catch you, I put this poll. And Rajeshwari sent me she sent me a note, private note. I cannot believe, sir, why you have asked this question. How would anyone not want siddhis? Anyway, she's not here, but I still wanted to answer her question. And somebody else also had this question. I think Gayatri. She's not here. Oh, she's here. She also had that question. And then I read her mind. After I put the poll, she kind of came up with this, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I read your mind, and that's why I put this poll." She understood. So every poll has a meaning, and that's why it is there. It's not a meaningless poll. And Ashwini caught this. She said you should have had maybe also in this option. I said yes. I initially thought about it, and then I didn't put maybe because it will drag a few people into that. So I told Ashwini, if you don't want to vote in this poll, that's fine. She didn't. I don't think she voted yes or no, because it is not yes or no. You get connectivity, you get connectivity. That's all. Yeah, everybody would like to have connectivity. It's we saw in Sutra in chapter 1, he said, Nirvichara Vaisharadhyahe Adhyatma Prasadaha. Even to get into the Nirvichara state, that is non-reflect, that from Savichara we go to Nirvichara state. Nirvichara. So Nirvichara, where you're completely in the state of dhyana, right? Nirvichara Vaisha, to have that ability to be in Nirvichara Vaisharadhyahe Adhyatma. Adhyatma is that Ishvara. Adhyatma Prasadaha. It's His divine grace. So for connectivity, we can do everything from our side. We can extend our hand. Finally, He has to hold our hand. He has to connect with us. And that will happen when
Is there a connection problem, Kumarji? Is it just for me or for everyone else? Like I'm not able to hear a lot of things.
Oh,
No,
really?
we can hear. We can
Yeah,
hear.
we are good.
See, you're stuck again.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
are
know
good.
if it is the same for
I
everyone.
can hear.
And we can hear you too, Ashwini. We can hear you well. I think your connection.
Wi-Fi connection.
I hear everything what you say.
Ishvara connection, Wi-Fi connection. Everything is good. Yeah. Anyways, so on that note, the polls have given us some insight into all these siddhis.
So on the lighter side, Kumar, we
Yeah.
all want the degree certificate without going through the intermediary.
and a plump job and a plum job.
With no work.
So that's what Yogeshwaran said. I want Siddhis because I want to fix everything for my family. Yes, right? That is the plum job. Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, we can wind up. Any questions? Free format. Anything from anywhere, from any planet. Gayatri, you understood everything? All the
Yes,
Siddhis?
Kumarji, I was about to ask a question. Like, I was thinking about the answer you gave me for my poll justification. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
So, why did you say that that connectivity and Siddhi is not connected? Like, if to my to the poll, you said only if you are connected to Ishvara, you may not get Siddhi. Even before that, you can get. How does it happen? At least we have
So
to be.
Siddhis are special abilities, correct?
Is it
Siddhis are
not
special.
specialized ability? Like it's special, right? Having Siddhi, like it's special, right? Is it not special?
That's what I'm saying. Siddhis are special abilities. So if you look at what we have studied so far, very clearly Patanjali Muni is saying you can have Siddhis even before you get to the state of Samadhi.
Okay.
Samadhi is the state where you are connected with the divine, right? With Ishvara. Right?
So I may have missed it. Like, so connection will not start to happen even before Samadhi. Divine connection will not start to happen even before Samadhi.
It may be now and then, like every day when we go to bed and we go into deep sleep, there is a connectivity.
Okay.
That is how all our software, the chitta part, whatever needs fixes, those are all downloaded on a frequent basis. They come in.
Okay.
So that's why the deep sleep is essential.
Okay, Kamarji, got it now. Yes.
That's why we see this pattern when the child is young, the deep sleep is for a long period of time. And they wake up, and they wake up the entire household, correct? For the next 8 to 10 hours, the entire household has to be up on its feet. And then when they fall asleep, they're out.
Yes.
And then you see this compression taking place. From 12 hours, it comes down to 10 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours. And as you age, if you get a good 5 to 6 hours, it is fantastic. Many don't even get that. So the deep sleep is when, that is why as one ages, certain physical problems come because some fixes which happens only during that deep sleep, they don't happen because there is disturbance in the sleep, or the person gets up and here now and then during the night, maybe a couple of times. So it's not deep enough sometimes, even if they don't get up. So what needs to come in, it doesn't come in time. So the person falls sick. Or sick, it may not be only physical sickness, I mean psychological sickness.
Yes.
Anything can. So that's why it is necessary to have the deep sleep. So again, going back, so that kind of connectivity is there right from a very young age. We have this connectivity when we sleep, but that completely with no awareness, right? But samadhi state is a state with awareness where we are not sleeping.
Okay.
Only the chitta vrittis have died down.
Okay.
and the connectivity, and there is enough energy in the system for now the modem to connect. Otherwise, the modem does not get energy at all to connect. Or even if it gets connected, even if it tries to connect, it becomes a very connection, a very weak connection, like what Ashwini was having, struggling. He was not hearing at times. That kind of a connectivity. Those kinds of problems we have with Ishvara. So only in the state of Samadhi it is nice and stable. But so when we are going from this no connectivity state and we are making this progress, we are making this sadhana. That's what we are doing in this class. As we are going into the sadhana of dhyana, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, even before we get to the state of samadhi, certain siddhis can occur.
Okay. Oh.
The siddhis happen because of the level of purity in your system. We are not talking about blood purity, correct?
Yes.
We are talking about
Mental purity.
sanskara purity. Right? When we say sanskara purity, yeah, we are talking about the karmas getting burnt away. We are talking about the kleshas getting burnt away, which means the vidya is rising. So that's the purity we are talking about. So as the purity rises, siddhis might come. And that's why the sutra 1 says, Janma, Aushadhi, Mantra, Tapaha, and Samadhi. 5 different ways in which you can get siddhis. By birth itself, because of what you did in the previous birth, one might have siddhis.
Okay. So one other question, like if suppose we are not having any siddhis also, is there a possibility of connectivity?
Of course, you can get connected with no siddhis.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Okay. Thank you, Kumarji. Got it.
See, it is like, we are going on a travel from, say, Tampa to New York. On the way, we may buy this, we may buy that, and eat and do all that. Or we may do nothing. So siddhis are like that. In between, something comes. That's what Padma was saying. I don't want to get distracted with what I'm getting in between. My only focus is I want to go to New York. New York. So if I get something in between, I may get distracted and may get off the train. Put me off track. That's what she was saying. Quite a few had mentioned that as part of their justification. They had mentioned that.
Okay. Got it.
Only my sister, she wrote about she had opted for siddhis to help everyone, and she very clearly explained that I will do it with no abhinivesha. Will do it with no abhinivesha. Even better than that were people who said, if the divine gives, so be it. If it happens, so be it. But many who said that also had this resignation. I felt that there was a tone of resignation. Do you think I'm going to get it? Hey, it's not going to happen to me. I felt that there was a tone of resignation in that. Or even if it comes, it comes. I don't care. So when you write be very careful with what you write, how you write, how you express yourself. Siddhis are great gifts. If they are given, let us accept it with grace and let us accept it and perform our duty. Just understand that we are just an instrument, karana. Because we studied the sutra, we said in chapter 2, we said samadhi bhavanarthaha kleshatanu karana arthaha. Kleshatanu arthaha. That is, I will use the purpose of birth, or the purpose of samadhi is to get rid of these kleshas. Purpose of birth is to get rid of these kleshas and to use this body as a tool to get to the state of samadhi and be in connectivity. That is the purpose of birth. Any other question? Siddhis. Okay, people, if there are no other questions, I don't want to drag on the session. We must be very clear. We are in the last chapter, no more. He's not going to give us any more sadhanas to do. But the theory must be very, very clear, whatever we have studied so far. How many of you think vritti is a klesha? Chitta vritti is a klesha. So she thinks. Gayatri, you also think klesha is, vritti is a klesha? Okay. Always go back to the sutra. You only have to go back to the sutra. We studied sutra in chapter 2. What did it say? What are the kleshas? Avidya, asmita, raga,
Dvesha,
dvesha, abhinivesha. It gave 5. Did it say vritti in that, Yogeshwaran?
No.
No. Then how will vritti be a klesha?
But you
Vritti
said
is
we
the
have to,
result of a klesha.
okay, but we said we had to get rid of chittas with the chitta, right?
Chitta
Something like that.
vrittis. Chitta
Oh,
vritti. Yeah, we have to get rid of the chitta vritti with the chitta. Correct.
oh, okay.
With the help of the chitta, we have to get rid of the chitta vrittis.
Okay.
So, the chitta vrittis arise from kleshas. If we had no kleshas, then there will be no chitta vrittis. All this, the moment you close your eyes, it will be nice and silent, fully focused. And we can get to that state. That is what I am calling as purity. As you become more and more pure, that state comes easier and easier to get that focus. So always go back when the question is asked and you don't know the answer, like how, we go back to the formula. And if we don't know the formula, we derive from fundamentals. And if we don't know the fundamentals, we are doomed. Because when I teach physics to my children, I will always start from when any problems in physics dynamics come, I will tell them, The only formula I remember in dynamics is V equals U plus AT. So I will derive everything from there for them. So I tell them, if you remember this, that's enough. And there is a very, very simple thing to remember. Final velocity V equals initial velocity U plus acceleration time times time. This is work for all of us. Then I'll tell them, we can derive everything from there. That's how. If you remember, that's why I gave you a list of things that you need to know. You have to remember about maybe a dozen things I wrote down, right? That I don't know if you all saw that list. Sometime last week I wrote. These are the terminologies that we have to know. Remember. Even if you don't know what they are, at least know the terminology. Samskara means it is karma,
Klesha
klesha,
Vasana.
and vasana, all three put together. It has got three big components. And each of them has a smaller component. The big software, samskara, then equals three other pieces. And each one of those pieces, if you take klesha, then you take avidya, asmita,
Asmita,
raga,
Raga,
dvesha,
Dvesha,
abhinivesha.
Kleshas, vrittis, yamas, niyamas, and of course, guna, sharira, samskaras.
So necessary to remember many of these things, and we must have a clear idea of all the things that I have listed, and there is enough information on the PDF that I sent long back in the very first, before the first class, the Sutra PDF. After that, the end of the fourth chapter, if you look after the fourth chapter, there are definitions. For all the things that we discussed in the class, the definitions are there. There are another, I think, 15-20 pages after the fourth chapter, end of the fourth chapter, in the document. Please read all that. Okay, very good. Any other question?
Namaste.
Usha is ready to go.
Yes. Well, you said namaste, so I said namaste.
It's about time also that we have another 10 minutes or so. If there is any pressing question. How many of you are watching IPL? I know Yogeshwar is not watching.
Yeah.
He's a tennis fellow. He's not a cricket fellow.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, thank you very much. I'll see you next week.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.